You brought up, and this is really important because I talk about this show on a lot about the fact that you were either sober or completely drunk, or that's the way people look at it. And the problem with not only this problem, with a lot of problems in society and life, is it's not an either or thing. You
No,
know,
it's not.
and most things aren't. And the real problem I have with the press and the media is that the media wants to simplify things into either or, and they aren't. Most things are
Yeah,
simply not that way.
it's
It's
true.
one of the reasons I do this.
And we've demonized what sober means. Do you know what sober actually means? It means serious and intentional. I mean, it's a legal term, a sober judge, a judge making a sober decision.
Uh huh.
Well, I want to take my life serious and with intent. I mean, I do that with everything else in my life, but alcohol steals it away.
So, if you're not an alcoholic, at what point was there a moment that you realized maybe I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth. That maybe either something was wrong or I could do this better. Was there a single moment that you realized that maybe this is weird?
I think that's a question that we're all asking ourselves silently. The problem is that if we have to announce it, then it sounds like we have a problem. Every time, I mean, everybody pays for a good night or a long weekend in the morning with interest at the hangover. I mean, we're already paying for it. We know it's happening. It's almost an industrial ignorance. We know that listen, everybody knows somebody that has had major issue with alcohol, drugs, gambling. I mean, modern sober is being modern sober about a lot more than just alcohol. But we know it has an impact and it's not positive. So there's was it for me? It was just, I knew that pattern was there and I wanted to step back from it.
I have to tell you the story about my cousin's husband who passed away at 75 couple of years ago. He was a hardcore alcoholic, but he was on the wagon for the last 40 years of his life. Didn't have a drink, but he told me, and I still find this really amazing. That like 5 years before he died, so he's about 70 now, and he told me, Jim, the first thing I think about every time when I wake up every morning is having a drink. 40 years later, and I had a drink in 40 years. I just find that I can't even relate to that. I can't.
So, you know what? And I'll be honest, like I went into an IOP program and I was able to step into a room where people were addicted to multiple different things. And for me, it was amazing how much information you learn and what can actually happen when you get past that invisible line. There is an invisible line that we are all capable of crossing. But I think once that happens, the devil catches your tail and then it's a fight for your life. But for the rest of us that don't have that, I don't wake up with a thought of having a drink. So that's not where I am. But I had a pattern, I had a habit. I was stuck in a loop, something I probably inherited just through culturally. Obviously, we covered that. So I think it's important to take healthy steps and watch what you're doing. Take a look at the behaviors that you're having because it can be dangerous. And there are folks that need that when they get past that invisible line, it is a diagnosis. That is something that they have to fight, and it's a medical fight for some of them. And if they don't catch it, it's devastating.
Yeah, my cousin's husband was still going to AA 40 years later. He was still a regular.
Well, listen, modern sober isn't trying to replace recovery.
Right.
Recovery builds lives.
Let's explain to the viewers what that is. You started an organization called Modern Sober, and it's go ahead, explain it.
In terms of what modern sober is, it's not a recovery, it's a lifestyle. Fair enough. It's being intentional about what you do. Knowing that and elevating your life and being proud of it. Like I started an apparel brand. We are in creation of a Modern Sober 30 AI reset, which takes a little bit from AA because AA has something called a sponsor. And a sponsor is like a coach. And if you can just get yourself into a place and a lot of folks that are going to be high functioning have no interest in walking into a room with strangers. So that's not going to happen for them, but they know that they have a pattern they want to change. So I think it's important, and modern sober is just an identity. It's creating an environment and a language that's positive to take people into a place where they can step back from behaviors they know they shouldn't be doing.
Do you look at modern sober as an alternative to AA or a complement to it? Or
I think anybody that's living a sober lifestyle is modern sober. So if somebody is in recovery, if they identify with Alcoholics Anonymous or NA, or Gambling Anonymous, if they stepped away from it, they're modern sober, which is inviting for everybody else to be a part of. There's just such a dichotomy between fine and having a problem, and that's not it. It's just being intentional about what we do, addressing some of the things that we're doing, and stepping away and being clear about it. Clarity is a luxury that I hope Modern Sober becomes a cornerstone for.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, myself personally, I maybe have one drink a month, and
That's great.
I'm very unusual because I actually like the taste of alcohol. I'm a huge Scotch guy. I just
Yeah.
love. If Scotch didn't make me drunk, I'd probably drink Scotch 6 or 8 glasses a day. It's like I
Fair
love the taste of it, but that's the
Okay.
thing. It does make
Yeah.
me drunk, and I can't. With what I do, I can't afford to be tipsy, or I just can't afford to be not on my game. So
100%. Yeah.
yeah, I have.
So you're choosing not to do it because it's going to take that away from you.
Right, that's right.
So you're modern sober most of the time.
Yeah, I guess I am. That's correct. Yeah.
I'll send you a shirt.
So what do you think of I mean, right now, this is the kind of the first, I don't know, I have no statistics for this, but it's maybe the first Generation Z in American history that actually drinks less than the previous generation. What do you think of this? Is this good or not?
I think that's amazing. I mean, don't you? I want my kids to think about alcohol as something that's not good for you, not something that you celebrate or a rite of passage.
Right.
I mean, the fact that they ask so many questions, and that's the cross section where I think Modern Sober can find the biggest lift, is that they're conscious of where they are, what they're doing, and they question it all. We didn't do that in my generation, and I'm glad they are.
Yeah. So exactly what happens if I like join Modern Sober? What exactly is expected of me, or what happens? Or
there's nothing expected of you. So look, Modern Sober started off after I found clarity. I was so proud of being clear, and I was going down Fifth Avenue. There's people that wear polo shirts and everything else. There's something called fear of God, and I said, you know what? I'm going to put Modern Sober on a shirt, and I did it. And I went down about a week later after it was complete, and 2 people stopped me on the street. They said, "What's Modern Sober?" I mean, it's in the name. It creates a conversation. It is an identity. And so we have an apparel line that people it's a surprise, but people identify with the vibe and they like it. People are proud of being sober. It's something to be proud of. They don't have to wear a shameful label about it. And that has created even more of a conversation where I have a AI team developing a Modern Sober 30 coach where people can activate it. It'll keep them accountable for 30 days. If they take a long enough break, look, it may or may not have a huge impact to somebody. Somebody loves drinking. I invite them to be curious. Take time off, take a long enough time away from it, and see the benefits of what it's like without it.
So you said did you say you haven't had a drink now in about 3 months? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Yeah. And that worked.
And I lost 20 pounds. I mean,
no shit. Really?
Yeah. I lost 20 pounds, and I work out 5 days a week. I have not changed one thing about my regimen. It was the empty calories that I was taking in at night. And it was that going away changed me. I mean, listen, I had the healthy dad bod. Now I'm getting down to fighting shape. And my daughter's like, she's like, "Where's your belly?" And she's seeing muscles there, and she's 6. So it's a transformation for her, but I feel great. I look great. And it didn't cost me a thing.
Let's put your book on the screen here. Here it is. Nothing was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's next for your movement here? Is there any sort of evolution you have planned, or?
Well, nothing. I mean, listen, it's the book has been an inspiration. Look, my wife asked me, like, "What are we doing with this? Why you have a job? You keep the wolves away. We're successful. You like to travel. You're bringing this on as another career almost." And it's almost been a divine push. Like, this conversation is needed. The book has been written, which is tough. It's, I mean, sending a book out into the world is like having a baby. You don't know what's going to happen with it.
That's right.
People have grabbed it. They've been inspired by it. I get messages on a daily basis on the conversation around it.
I do need to compliment you too, because, and then this sounds like people might think this is insult. It isn't. It's the opposite. It isn't very long. Your book is not very long. It's not very big.
It was intentional.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a really good idea.
It's a modern memoir. I mean, with the attention span today, no one's going to do it. I mean, a lot of people don't even read books at all. In fact, one thing I will say, yesterday the audiobook just came out, which my dad did and I did. So I did the beginning and the end, and my dad recorded the book in California. So that is now available on
That's
Amazon.
cool.